And as we mentioned, the East Side Arts Festival, it's that time of year already, and it's back between the 6th and the 16th of August. Lots of things happening online and outdoors as well this year, and there's some very special music events coming up celebrating the career of Van Morrison. I've been chatting to Stuart Bailie all about some events that he's organising. Here's what happened. So Stuart, tell us about these Van Morrison gigs that you have coming up. Of course, Van's also celebrating a big birthday soon. He's going to be 75, isn't he?
He is, and I can remember doing stuff for Van's 60th birthday party, and at that stage you thought, God, he's really old. So he's 75 now, and bless him, he's still advertising gigs for 2021. He's you know, I don't think retirement is an option. And I've been writing about him for as long as I can remember, and I thought, how do we kind of celebrate this milestone? And then I started going through the lists of all the Van songs, and I says, well, what if I wrote about 75 songs, like reviewed 75 songs, and explained why I liked them and what the stories I thought they were, you know, created in my head, and what part of Van's career. So I'm still in the process of writing it. It's keeping me awake at night, and it's keeping me excited as well. And actually a big fight to say which 75 songs do you pick, because unlike some artists who've got 5 great songs, Van Morrison's songbook is just incredible. So I'm fighting with myself, going, do you put that song on the subs bench, or does that one make the cut? And obviously there's all the big faves. So with East Side Arts, we thought, well, let's kind of make people aware of the book before we launch it properly. And we're going to have a night on the 15th of August. I think it's an online experience. It's going to be a gig, but we can't bring an audience in, sadly. But it's myself reading parts of the book, which is picking songs and doing a little bit of script about them. But also we've got Ursula Burns with her harp. We've got Anthony Toner, who's picked 2 great songs. We've got Hannah McPhillamy, and we have got Paul McMorty. And Paul McMorty's this incredible jazz freestyle guitar player. So he's going to turn Van Morrison songs inside out in a very creative way. And there may be a rickety wheel or something to kind of pick songs at chance, or it might be bingo balls, or I'm not quite sure, but I think we should put a bit of sport into it, where randomly song numbers come up, and then I rate from them or whatever, or perhaps people can choose numbers. So we're going to have fun.
So it sounds like a great event, and of course it's a big year for anniversaries as well, because the Moondance album, 50 years old this year as well.
Yeah. And I've been spending a lot of time. One of my favourite ever Van songs is And It Stoned Me. That whole album, every song is a hit, every song is a radio tune. And It Stoned Me is apparently based on a fishing trip up Cumber Ballystockert Road. So I've been kind of driving around trying to find any fishing spots, where Van might have got his fishing rod out, and I've been taking photographs of it and all of that. So Moondance is glorious. Obviously the title track is magnificent. Into the Mystic, Brand New Day. It just goes on and on and on. And Astral Weeks, the record that preceded that, was very artistic and free jazz and free association. And I think he just thought to himself, right, I'm going to give these people a bag of tunes. And Moondance is a bag of tunes, and it'll never grow old. It's just absolute classic.
Now, what about Van covers over the years? Because so many people have covered his music. My favourite has to be the Marianne Faithfull version of Madame George.
Yes, because she gets into the drama of the character of Madame George, and I think that's a great one. I think Dusty Springfield in Tupelo Honey is also an incredible one. And she's got an extra verse, which Van, I think, wrote but never got around to recording. So it's as well as Dusty Springfield just taking it to heaven as a song, there's an extra verse in it. So that always fills me with joy, and the number of bands that have done incredible versions of Gloria over the years, people like Patti Smith and The Doors. So his songbook is just, I think by now, and I'm a terrible Van Boer, but I think people appreciate how great he was. But we'll have to keep banging on forever about how absolutely super duper great he is, because it just mood songs. You can be born to a Van Morrison song, you fall in love to a Van song, you get married to a Van song, and you get buried to a Van song. He just covers every mood and every occasion in your life. So, I thought I will probably go into the crematorium while Van is singing "Into the Mystic." I'm at that stage of my life where you have to consider these things, Robin.
What a great way to go, into the mystic.
When that foghorn blows out, I'll be coming home again. And as an East Belfast chap, that's the way to go. You have to have an East Belfast person singing you in your last journey, really.
And of course, Van is still making some great music today. I heard the new Dion album, Blues with Friends, that he appears on.
Yes, yeah, and the stuff he was doing with Robbie Robertson recently as well. I hear you paint houses, and more of that, I think, as well. More of other people kind of bringing him into a different zone. But yes, and every now and again you hear someone who's connected with Van over the years, and you go, he's got this cupboard full of stuff that's never been released, and I would fully appreciate and understand that. And bit by bit, those treasures will hopefully see the light of day.
Now, you mentioned Robbie Robertson there, and I was thinking earlier on that I must rewatch The Last Waltz at some point, which has got to be one of the greatest concert films of all time.
Well, it is, and the two tracks that we know that Van did, he did Tura Lura Lura, which is gorgeous and sentimental and silly, and then he does Caravan, and he's wearing his purple jumpsuit, and apparently, was it Harvey Goldsmith was managing at the time, said he had terrible stage fright because Dylan's there, and Neil Young and Joni Mitchell and all of these incredible people. And then Van's there, and he had to be sort of encouraged onto the stage, shall we say. And then the music ran through him, and you can see him get more and more enraptured. And then towards the end, and Caravan's just got the big brass arrangement, and then the feet he starts kicking his legs in the air, as you know. And you're just cheering and whooping when you watch it. It's just someone who's almost beyond himself in terms of how music. Van's a channel for music, and when the music is running through him, there is nothing like it in the world. It's just incredible. We're just so gifted to have that human being making that music in the sphere of popular culture, and that he's one of us. He's a Belfast boy.
Now, you obviously must have met Van many times over the years.
I've had encounters, Robin.
Yeah.
And they're not for conversation in a moment like this, but I think we've had some chat. None of it super significant, some of it slightly traumatic. And someday I think me and Van will sit down and have a cup of tea and have a proper rounded conversation. But it's the music that I'm into, and it's not about necessarily the individual and being best mates with the individual. Sometimes as a journalist and a broadcaster, as you know, you're not destined to be best buddies with some of these people.
They say never meet your heroes, don't they?
Yeah.
Now, what about the book? When can we expect to see that?
Well, I think we're going to do a Kickstarter probably around the time of the August, around that time. And I think you've got a bit of an exclusive on this. We'll probably have 75 sponsors who you can pay to have your name and your favourite band song at the front of the book and help to make it happen. And I would like to have it out, I would say, late September, October. Or it's certainly not long after his birthday. There were plans ahead of the pandemic to do something very, very beautiful and very full, connected with a Van book, and then everything obviously has just been thrown into confusion. So this is not necessarily a stopgap, but it's something that can be done without having to sit in libraries or have in-depth interviews with people in person. And so it allows me to be free. And also my last book, Troubled Songs, was very dark and deep. And I just thought, well, why don't you just write about your favorite band song? Because it's going to be a relatively light and positive experience.
Yeah.
And so we'll get it out, and it'll be out well ahead of Christmas. And, you know, I think the concert will be super special. I've done a little bit of work. We've made some videos with filmmaker Will McConnell, and they're also going to be part of the festival. And it's me kind of talking about Connswater River, talking about Cypress Avenue, Hindford Street, Orangefield Park. And that's been great fun as well. So that'll be out around the same time. So eastsidearts.net is where you can find all the info.
Stuart, great talking to you as always. The very best of luck with the book, and we look forward to the 15th of August. Thank you.
Lovely. Thank you, Robin.